1007 or 800-348-1007.
Pro tip, if a cop pulls you over and they hear you listening to this, they're probably just going to let you go. Because, you know, they figured you suffered enough.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
If you strike out with me, by the way, this week on Cedar Point, go to WMMS.com, hit the contest tab there. We're giving away Cedar Point season passes to explore the VIP Millennium Lounge right near Millennium Force. Lets you chill out. They got chargers and water and the whole bit. On a very, very hot day out at Cedar Point, that can be a lifesaver. I haven't been to Cedar Point in quite some time. We have friends that buy those gold passes, and then they're there like twice a week.
Yeah.
With kids and stuff. Like, I get it. It probably pays for itself in 2 visits.
My sister lives in Fremont, and they're
Right.
out there, like you said, probably at least 3 or 4 times a month. Once a weekend.
Yeah, that's like
or-
once a week. Yeah. And like, because I didn't go too deep with our friends, but the kids, like, don't get bored with it, or?
No, I mean, it's a roller coaster. How are you going to get bored with it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I just wondered if kids did. If they're like, no, I want to know, you know, because you're waiting in line, and then you get on the ride. I don't know. We have yet to take our daughter to Cedar Point. Because for a long time, she wasn't tall enough. We're like, there's no point in doing that.
Well, they have like the Snoopy Land where like they have the
Yeah,
rides
that's
for the
true.
smaller kids.
Yeah. Yeah, they get mad every time I try to ride those. It doesn't
Well, you're
say.
supposed to have pants on.
Well, I always have pants on. Short pants is what I like to call them. Very, very short pants, Bill. Some people call them hot pants. I call them very, very short pants.
A lot of balls.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus, I was reading about this dude. This is not brand new news, but it just got to me. But this professor at Penn State University, boy, these guys can't get a break between Sandusky and Joe Paterno and this guy. I know it's been a minute between Penn State scandals, and this is on a much smaller scale. A guy named Themis Matsoukas. Sounds Greek to me. They got him on camera going down on his dog or something. You got to be really bored. How bored are you? And this is the thing, man. You never know what's going on in somebody's brain. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. You know, even the most lauded
Male dog?
accolade. I don't know that it said that. This guy's a 64-year-old professor at Penn State, a long-time and award-winning Penn State professor, got caught on a trail camera in a state forest in Pennsylvania performing sexual acts with his dog. He was caught naked from the waist down except for his socks and shoes, doing stuff with his collie at Rothrock State Forest in Pennsylvania.
What the hell is wrong with people?
He's on leave from the university. He was identified through his North Face backpack that I guess he hiked a lot, and so they had him on camera other times. And so they were able to track him by his backpack.
And then confirmed by his breath.
Ugh.
So we're going to need you to come in and offer up a breath sample. Yup, that smells like collie dong. According to trail cam footage, he allegedly tried to record himself doing it with an electronic tablet. So
What an old man thing to do, to go
Incriminate
down
himself.
on your dog, but then try and film it with an iPad.
Well, it sounds like he was banging the dog, maybe, instead. I mean, it's all gross, but yeah, after he was identified as a possible suspect, they searched his home earlier this month, and he went into a panic
Yeah.
and asked the investigators to shoot him, saying, "I need to die,"
At least he felt bad.
and told the investigators, "I do it to blow off steam." I guess the collie's name was Steam. He begged the Rangers to shoot him, right? But look at this guy. I'll show you a picture of him. He just looks like...
I don't want to see.
No. He looks like a regular dude. This is an award-winning Penn State professor.
He is not
He
even
looks like a billion other people that have taught you in college.
He doesn't even, like, I thought he was going to be, like, kind of nerdy. Like, he looks...
Like a businessman, like a
kind of-
professor.
A handsome dude.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a stupid question.
That's why the dog was so turned on by him. Bill.
No, you can't get a dog costume and go hang out with this guy.
No, that's not what I was going to ask. Does this count as a sex offender? Is he a sex offender if it's an animal?
Yes.
So bestiality counts with like the
It's
sex
illegal.
Okay. Like that's a sex offender registry type thing then.
Still 2 states where it's not.
Investigators told him that they were pretty sure he knew why they were searching his home, and he repeatedly said, "I'm done, I'm dead." They found the backpack and the ski mask that he had on. So it wasn't like they got this guy by the face. He's trying to shoot this with an iPad. He's got his North Face backpack on. He's standing there, pants down, shoes and socks on. He's a chemical engineering professor who's been at Penn State since 1991. They also saw the collie in his home that matched the dog in the videos. He received at least 3 teaching awards during his tenure, and the school immediately relieved him of his.
Oh, I guess tenure's not that good.
Grr.
That's good. Because sometimes they'd be like, hey, there's nothing we can do.
No, I mean,
Not with
there's
that.
no. A tenure used to be pretty ironclad.
Yeah.
Now, I think even when you get tenure these days, there's a lot of loopholes in it. He was charged with, here's you go, Poundcake. He was charged with open lewdness. You want to make sure you get that closed lewdness when you're out there. Make sure there are no trail cameras. You'd think for a guy that was out there, as much as it sounds like he would know that there were trail cameras. Open lewdness, indecent exposure, sexual intercourse with an animal, misdemeanors, and summary, because that counts as cruelty to animals.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Even
like,
though it's
that's
probably
animal
not, the animal's not going to remember,
No,
but your
that's
life's
not.
ruined.
If you're putting things into the animal knows what's happening.
And there are
It
some,
knows at the time. It's not, but as soon as you take it out, that dog's running and having fun. I mean, he's catching balls when you throw
Like-
it,
I mean,
whatever.
if he's
but if you're
anally violating a dog, like that's
Might have been a female dog. I don't know.
Yeah, we
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
Well,
Not
I'm not
good.
trying to make a case for him.
if
But
you're-
here's what I don't understand. They must have gone back through a lot of tape because the authorities said that he allegedly, unless he told them in his panic and fear, he allegedly has been partaking in these lewd acts since 2014.
Well, he probably had all the videos. Probably that's why he didn't want him to search anything. They probably found a ton of videos that date back that long.
So imagine after you take the videos, because the only reason you want to take the videos is either to sell them to people or
rewatch them yourself.
rewatch them to get yourself all worked up. Ooh, look at me and baffles. I don't know what the dog's name was out there in the forest.
well, this is the thing though.
What's a good collie name, right?
Lassie.
Lassie. Was Lassie a collie?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I guess the most famous collie, right?
Yes.
Lassie. Well, what did they call Lassie? A boy's best friend in those old books. What, Cody?
I feel like if you're a pedophile in prison, you're pretty much dead. But if you're
A dog effer?
you're made for ridicule, and whatever you did to the dog is going to be like 10 times worse in prison. So you might even survive, but it's just going to be a torturous life.
I was reading about a dude in England who they caught watching porn while he masturbated on a captured seagull.
What? On a captured seagull?
What is happening?
He was smushing it?
People
And how
are
you
really
hearing about this.
people are really it's in the Independent. People are really
Read a
stressed
different
out, man.
website.
I do it to blow off steam.
These are news websites.
I
mean,
know.
Yeah. David Lee from Sunderland has admitted performing a sex act while kneeling over a captured seagull and watching pornography on his mobile phone.
What is the...
Is it like a helplessness thing that like
I have
that
no
animals can't
idea.
fight back?
He
You know what I
told
mean?
the prosecutor told the court that they caught him on surveillance camera that he chased one bird before picking up a smaller seagull, kneeling down, holding the bird between his legs,
Aw.
and masturbating. Once he had finished, he pulled up his pants and gave the bird, quote, a little kick.
Go on now.
That's what he got. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
don't you come
free.
back.
Get out of here.
Go on, get.
I mean,
I don't want
Sunderland.
you anymore.
That town's right on the sea, so probably lots of hot, sexy seagulls who are ready to take everything you've got. I don't know. Towns in the UK, by the way, the names are great, right? Berwick on Tweed. A Berwick-on-Tweed man was seen fapping over some seabirds. Eyemouth. That's a great name for a town. EYE mouth. Eyemouth. I live in Eyemouth. Middle Ord. Fishwick. Chapter 1 of the Fishwick Chronicles.
Is that the Eyemouth that's near Nosier?
He did it. It's right next door. It's right next door.
Did he do it?
Yes, Mary. Hey, let me give you some money.
Didn't.
She set that one out.
I did.
I got money for you courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. First day, back on the case, giving you some money. So listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Money. That's money. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
They still haven't grabbed these two dudes. I was thinking of Mary because these guys, we have a lot of bureau chiefs listening on iHeartRadio down in Texas. And we actually have a bureau chief named Tammy who lives in a town called Tyler, Texas. And right there in Tyler, they're still looking for two dudes who broke into a house and stole a bunch of stuff, including cases of Dr. Pepper.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Their Crime Stoppers down there in Tyler, Texas is offering a cash reward. These guys are wearing masks. This is when these guys love to wear masks and hats, and very difficult to identify these guys. But it sounds like maybe an inside job.
I'd do it.
They stole a John Deere riding mower. I don't know if that was the getaway vehicle, but a couple of TVs and a bunch of Dr. Pepper. But you've never stolen it. You buy it outright.
Correct.
You've never found yourself on the wrong side of Johnny Law
Not when it
just
comes
because of some delicious Dr. Pepper.
Nah. We buy. Yes, I'm a legal citizen who buys their
You're a legal citizen.
who buys their Dr. Pepper with money, cash
Yeah.
dollars, and coins.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound convincing?
I believed it.
I don't have a Dr. Pepper ring going out of my house.
All right.
Don't worry about me.
Alan, that dog's name was Snuggles. Oh, you know what that means.
Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This is last goddamn time. I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
Mm-hmm.
Rip Snuggles.
Rip Snuggles and Casey Kasem. He'll be dead 10 years next summer. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Alan.
What's up?
Just quick question. Do you know when that guy with the seagull was caught? Like, time of day? Because if it was in the morning, doesn't the early bird get the worm?
Right there.
I don't know. I don't know that it said what time of day. Alan, I believe the town is Stroke-on-Trent. Right. Got it.
Bird in the hands are better than two in the bush, right?
This was at 1 a.m. He caused unnecessary suffering to a herring gull. What a British crime. Some hooligans knocked over a dustbin in Shaftesbury. Gulls on the roof could be heard calling out as the trial of the bizarre incident took place. Imagine that. The birds across the street. Could it have been a coincidence? Probably not.
Maybe you just misunderstood and didn't know the band was called the Flock of Seagulls.
He took the F word and he ran with it. He told police he picked up the gull because he thought it was hurt, and he was looking on his phone to find the number of a local veterinarian.
And he just
But then police revealed he had actually been looking at pornography. He said he put his penis in the bird's beak.
Ooh, what if it clamped down?
Yeah. Well, some people are into them. But that detail was changed. He initially said that, but clearly he lied. He said he took a wild bird and undertook a sexual act. Thereby, suffering was caused.
Cloaca's a cloaca, you know?
He has a history of mental ill health. There you go.
Mental ill health.
History of mental ill health. And asked for a psychiatric report to be done. The word bizarre was used on more than one occasion. Yeah, I guess so. This is the most bizarre case I've ever seen. Oh, is it? Where a guy put himself into a seagull's beak? Well, I've told the story about how a seagull swooped down and pulled my hot dog right out the bun.
That's what they
in
do.
literally one fell swoop and flew right off, making me the target of laughter and mockery right there on the beach.
When I was at Busch Gardens, a seagull ate a chip right out of my hand because we were eating nachos after we were going on some rides, and I was just like holding one up with some cheese on it when talking to my family, and it just swooped in there and grabbed it.
Grabbed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, these
Poundcake, what would it sound
island
like?
getaways, you got to be careful.
What would that guy, if the guy from Penn State were British, what would he have said?
I love my dog.
Why wouldn't you?
Why would he say, I love my doog? What?
But why wouldn't you say it the way you always say it?
I don't know. I thought I was trying to get into character. I thinking his voice is a little bit deeper. I love my dog. Oh, you just made a mess.
Yeah. That's the Penn State guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he was British, though.
What would the bird guy was British?
Right.
What would the bird guy sound like?
I loved it. Hold on. I love the bird.
I love the Bert.
You know that's not.
I love the Bert.
I love the bird. Oh, you just made a mess. My accents are so limited. It's ridiculous. I would love to get sucked up.
But it's like you forget words, too.
Sucking it dry.
You should practice your accents.
I should.
And then when we go to you, you blow everyone's mind.
So a British one is good to have in the tank. And then what other accent should I practice?
Just work on the British one for now.
Yeah, let's
start
not
with
get
one.
ahead of ourselves. That's
Let's
right.
get one.
Okay.
Right.
I'll get one down.
Mm-hmm.